How much else am I going to guess? Hey everyone, welcome to Prince of the Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with episode 3 of Link Click's Bridon arc. So, it sucks that we're basically already halfway through. It always sucks when a series like this good is so short. And this has become a trend with streaming, having become bigger and bigger. A lot of shows are getting a lot shorter orders. This is just more common now. And mind you, this is a prequel season. It's not part of the main story and everything. This is basically here to explain something that was hinted at the end of season 2. It's backstory. It's not meant to be. Well, also explain something in season 1, which I very noticeably pointed out last time. Had quite a reaction to that. But anyway. Yeah, I was. Where was I going? What? Shit. Hate it when that happens. But this wasn't meant to be long. It wasn't meant to be like this big, long, full season. Because it's not. It's an addition. It's a supplementary 6 episodes that is meant to add in context for what we've already got and what's to come. And so it being 6 episodes makes sense. It just sucks because it's like, I've been waiting for more Link Click. We've been waiting for this. We knew this was coming for so long, and we've been waiting for it. And now that it's finally here, it's going to be over like that. And it sucks. But we do have a supposed confirmation that season 3 is coming this year. And it's going to be a full 2-core, 24-episode season. Which is double the length of seasons 1 and 2, which are only like 12, 13 episodes. So that's a huge plus. That's a big positive. I don't see that happening before the summer season, so that would start in July. But we'll see. Or does the summer season start in June? I mean, it would make sense to start in June, but... Because the winter season starts in January. And they're 3 months each. January to February, March, April, May, June. No, it's July. July, August, September is the summer season. Yeah. It's weird like that. It starts at like a weird point where technically the season's already started, but you know. But yeah, I don't see it starting before then. And mind you, there's going to be plenty of other stuff for us to watch, but still. So, last time, Chao Ling and Chang Xiaoxi had a fight. Because Chang wants to head to Bridon to find out possibly more about his parents and everything. What possibly happened to them, if they're there, because they don't know. Chang, Chao, Lu, none of them know. And I mean, Lu's the newer member of the group, but still. His parents just basically kind of are gone. They might have died. It's possible. They might still be alive. It's possible. But that's why he wants to go. And Chao at first is excessively opposed to this. Because she's scared. She was told in the past, the last time she saw Chang's mother, she told him to never let Chang go to Bridon. And so Chao is very strongly opposed to this, but we know they head there because that's where they were during the dodo episodes in season 1, which I'm still blown away by that. Like, I lost my shit last time on that. Um, just over the fact that I realized that. But yeah, um, we also get to see a little bit of Bridon, which is in the UK apparently. Um, and we see Liu Min's brother, who we heard about plenty, but we actually met briefly at the end of season 2. We see him using his power against this other guy. This, I don't know if he's supposed to be like a mob boss or something like that. Um, some rich asshole, let's put it that way. Uh, they gamble together, and it's very clear they both have their powers. And everything was really a plan of the brother to get to him in the first place. Because he's trying to find out info about Chang's father, I think it was, specifically. So that's really interesting. But we see that the rich asshole had the power to see within the gun he was spinning for their Russian roulette game, which it's like, this is just fucking Squid Game at this point, which I am not complaining about. I love Squid Game. Um, but it's like he's able, and I assume he can do that with other things too. Like he could probably see like cards that he's holding without actually looking at them and stuff like that. For in case of the gambling they were doing, the card playing, the Texas Hold'em. Um, and various other means as well. He might not even need to be holding it for all we know. Um, I don't remember if it specifically said one way or the other, but it's possible. But we see that Liu Ming's brother has his own power. He's able to detect people's heartbeats, Daredevil style, basically. He can read people's heartbeats, and that can tell him a lot about their emotional states, whether they're lying or not. You see this kind of thing in like Avatar: The Last Airbender with Toph. She does exactly the same thing. She can read people's heartbeats, though she does it through feeling it with her feet and everything. But completely different method. He hears it, and that's really interesting too. He can read people very well through it. So that's going to be interesting to see that come into play and how he can use that to even manipulate people. The question is, what does he want with Chang's father? And the fact that he's looking, I think, for information on him or anything could mean he's still alive. But then who's the red-haired guy? The one in the first episode who shot Chang in the modern day. The reason why Liu went back into the past in the first place after inheriting Chang's power. What is the reason he was after them? It has to be something to do with this, of course. And again, considering this all happened in the past, we know that Chang, like, we know Chang's going to survive. He's one of the main trio. Like, even more than that, one of the main duo. We know he's going to survive. It's just a matter of exactly what happens to change things here. The interesting aspect of this, though, is that Liu is going to have to change things. He's breaking rules already by saying more than 12 hours. But he's absolutely going to have to change things. So he's trying to basically break all the rules that he himself has stood by for so long. And I'm very, very interested to see how that ends up going. Because if he does indeed find a way to save Chang's life, which is, again, more than likely going to happen, and it doesn't have, like, some catastrophic effect on the timeline and shit, then, logically speaking, they have a way to save Emma. and possibly others too, but Emma being a notable one, considering like her entire thing has been a consistent factor. I'm just I'm very interested. And if Lu Guang does succeed at this, will he even tell Chang? That's another big question, too. I'm very excited to see how this goes, especially with so little time left. There's not much time left to tackle all this. But let's just get into it and see what today's episode has in store for us. Cutting in here real quick to remind you of all the awesome content we have on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions with 2 on Wednesday. We also have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. I do pre-record them during the week, but upload them on the weekend. And don't forget about all the gaming content over on the Princess of Gaming channel. We have Baldur's Gate 3 every single day, Horizon Forbidden West on Mondays and Fridays, Tuesdays and Thursdays is Life is Strange, Wednesdays and Sundays is Red Dead Redemption 2, and on Saturdays we have Nier Automata. A lot of great gaming content every day. Don't forget to click the link in the description below to follow it to today's reaction. I redirect everything just due to copyright reasons. And please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you want to see more awesome content such as this. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at today's reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So in this episode, we get introduced to Xiafei, or Felix, who is a model. He is a young model. He is extremely conventionally attractive, to the point where even like Chang Xiaoxi is calling him a hottie. And even other people, even his roommate we see in the flashback calls him a hottie. We're introduced to him, and he has a power as well. No surprise. His power seems to be enhanced hearing, which kind of is similar to Liu Xiao's ability. Liu Xiao can hear heartbeats. It's more specific, but Felix can hear just in general from a extended amount of space. We don't know exactly the specifications to his ability, but he could hear those 2 women talking about him on the elevator before they came down. I don't know if there's any specific rules that it has to follow, but I like how these powers aren't like these extravagant things outside of the time travel stuff. Most of these powers are based a lot more in just enhanced physical abilities, enhanced senses, and that's really interesting. Like even being able to like see the inside of like the gun barrel and the cards and everything with the rich asshole isn't like that extravagant of a power. It's not that special, not that exciting comparative to, again, time travel and other superpowers you typically think of. So we see that he has that power, and he uses it for a very petty reason. Now, interestingly, he seems almost like he's reprimanded after on the phone. And I think he said he was like talking to his boss on the phone there. So he was talking to the red-haired guy who we find out is the boss of the modeling agency. And the red-haired guy, the boss, is the one who eventually comes to the studio and kills Chang. So this is getting very interesting. How's that going to play? But when they first come to Bridon, Chang gets his phone stolen by a random pickpocket. And while trying to apprehend him after having chased him down thanks to his quick thinking of telling Lu to call his phone to find out where it went, he ends up getting saved by Liu Xiao. And they don't know who Liu Xiao is because they've never actually met or anything. I don't even think they heard about him. I think it was the cops who had heard about him. Maybe they mentioned it to Chang or Liu or both, but I don't remember. But they wouldn't know him. And I don't know if he knows them yet. We know he was looking for information on Chang's father, but we don't know why. But yeah, they have this brief confrontation with him, and Lou like is clearly sees him as suspicious. When they get to the hotel, they look up through the picture and they start following everything, of course, as normal. And that leads them to a bookstore. So they go to the or a library, actually. They go to the library, talk to the old guy there, and he leads them to a book. They find a message from Chang's father, a secret message in the book, and follow that to this bar that seems to have a notable sports presence with the football fans. Um, and yes, I'm calling it football because literally everywhere else besides America, it's football. Like, we're like the only people who call it soccer, and that's because we have our own football. We have American football, which is not even really that similar. I don't know why we stole the name. But it's America. We do shit like that. But yeah, it's like, so I tend to more often these days call it football rather than soccer. Um, Especially when it's in a country where it would be called football, in this case. But anyway, getting back on track. There they end up meeting Felix. And Felix and Chang get drunk. Lou is continuing to stay sober and follow along with the plan. While basically the I guess the opposing team wins. And so everyone in the bar is unhappy, and then Felix in his drunken state starts cheering because he's like a fan of the opposing team, the Cheetahs, I think it was. And so it begins this big old chase sequence where in the end, they have to be saved by the boss. And that's where the episode ends with the revelation that, oh, the boss is this red-haired guy who is the killer in the first place. So we're kind of like wrapping into everything now. It's pretty wild. And I'm just wondering what the deal is going to be. What's his power going to be? What's his connections to everything? We also saw that that Felix was connected to what the fuck is his name? Liu Xiao. And so he is definitely also connected to the boss as well. So all three of these new characters, again, new. Liu Xiao was shown before. But all three of them are definitely connected. Like, I don't know if they're part of some kind of group or organization or something. I don't know if there's something deeper to it or if they're just like, colleagues working together. But the question is, why does Xiao want to find Chang's father? Is it because of the others? Does it have something to do with everyone else? A lot of questions that we have not yet answered. And considering this is the halfway point, we only have 3 more episodes to answer these questions, to figure out what the fuck is going on, as well as to kind of wrap up everything involving this trip and stopping the murder and everything. So it's like, it's really interesting because I feel like the first episode, being double length, didn't really help because the first episode felt like mostly filler outside of setting the premise and everything and setting the stakes. Like the stuff with the anime convention, the stuff with the other case with the girl's cousin, Mew Mew's cousin, and or Meow Meow, I think it was Meow Meow, her cousin, and the phone scammer. Those two like were very link clicky in terms of like, oh yeah, there are these different cases that are very much in the wheelhouse of the show. but they also felt like filler. And to have the entire double length first episode dedicated to that feels like you're taking away time from what otherwise would be making this story more interesting. And I don't know if the original comic was like this, the manhwa, I believe it's called. I don't remember, or I don't know if it's like that at all originally, so I can't say how accurate it is to that. But I feel like there could have been a lot more time added in to developing this story and making it run a little faster, considering it's so short. And even for this adaptation, I feel like they could have changed things a little bit. Or at least made it a little longer. Because I don't know, it feels like there's not enough time. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to wrap up pretty smoothly. And mind you, this is going to be like leading into season 3 as well. So, like, everything is not going to be resolved here. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff left for season 3. But we have to at least resolve the murder. Like, that's the big thing. Because we know nothing about this boss right now. We got to find out, like, his power, his name, his motivation for killing Chang eventually. We got to connect this all with Liu Xiao, with Felix. Find out what the fuck is the deal with Chang's father. That might be something that's not answered this season. Chang's family stuff might not be actually answered in the Bridon arc, and might be like set for the future. I could see that. I'm just really curious as to exactly how they're going to wrap all this up in such a short amount of time. And I don't know. But I have faith in them. I have faith that they'll be able to. Because this series has been, like, so masterfully written and so masterfully paced. I don't, like, doubt that they'd be able to. I'm just concerned because it's such a small amount of time, you know? Unless the last episode ends up being double length as well. If the last episode ended up being... that actually might make sense, too. Because the thing is, all the websites I'm seeing have been listing this as 8 episodes for some reason, but it's officially stated to be 6. And so I'm wondering if the first 2 episodes are double length and the last 2 are double length, that basically accounts for 2 extra episodes worth of time. And that would equate to the runtime of about 8 episodes. So I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen here. Because if the last episode is double length, just like the first episode was, that will give more time, an extra episode's worth of time, to develop this all, and it would absolutely help. So I wonder if they're going to do that. I wonder if that's why some of these sites are saying 8 episodes. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I'm obviously very excited for this. I've been loving every moment of it. Huge Link Click fan, obviously. One of my favorite shows of all time. It's just, when you have a series that's this short, you do get a little concerned. You can get a little concerned that it's not going to be able to wrap up everything in time. But, like I said, I'm going to trust in them. And I'm going to hope that everything that needs to be wrapped up for this arc specifically will be. I'm just excited to see how this ends up going down. I think things need to escalate in this next episode. I think episode 4 needs to, like, notably escalate the situation. So that episodes 5 and 6, even if 6 is double length, so that those episodes can really, like, focus on the meat of the climax. That's my thought on it. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of Link Click Bridon arc? Are you excited to see where this goes, how it ends? What are you thinking? Obviously, if you are if you are like if you know anything about the manhwa. I was wording that wrong, and I was trying to figure out how. If you know anything about the manhwa and where this might go, don't spoil anything, please. I wish to remain as spoiler free as possible, especially with this series. So, no spoilers. Um, but if I missed anything during this episode, which is possible, if I misinterpreted something, please let me know that. Let me know your thoughts, what you think about how the story's going. And yeah, just excited to see more of this. And when season 3 eventually comes, like, that's definitely going to be a priority show here on the channel. So, thank you so much. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.